Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to Lisa's Coloring Corner. Today I wanted to go through a couple of things. I bought a new set of markers that I have not seen anybody else review, and I also wanted to go over the marker case that I bought for them, as I have not seen anybody else use this particular case either. I will have links down below for both of these products if you care to check them out yourself. I am an Amazon affiliate, so if you do purchase through that link, I do get a few cents for the product that will be used to go back into my channel. So without further ado, this is the case. I really like it. It's hard plastic. It actually has handles that fold up so you can carry it like that. Snap them back down. There's little grooves in here for you to push the handle up so they do click into place. Then to open the case, I should say, you just flip these open. Okay, I can't do it like that. Okay, you just flip it and the lid comes up. Now inside, I don't know if you can see that or not. Let me take one out. There are plastic inserts for you to put each separate marker in its own place, and it holds them all separately. So I really like this case. Again, I will link it below. All of these budget-friendly type of markers do fit perfectly fine in here. I think about the only ones that wouldn't fit in here would be long markers like your chameleons, of course, and whatnot, because, you know, it's just too long for this particular case. But all of your other type of markers, I'm not sure about the Copics, because Copics, well, no, I bet you they would fit in here too, especially the original version, because they are square like this. The sketch markers are oval, but I do think that each space would be wide enough. And of course the chows are round, have a smaller barrel. So all of the Copic brands, I believe, or the Copic lines would all fit in this also. Okay, so what I did is I just went through, I went by the color on the cap and I put them in an approximate order. Now, as we all know, with budget-friendly markers, pretty much any marker line, the color on the cap does not always go with the color that's actually in the marker. So this particular order, I'm sure, is going to change. We are going to swatch them out so we can see what the colors look like and how these particular markers work. The name of the marker is, boy, I don't know actually how to pronounce this, Cuxus, C-U-X-U-S. Now, they look real similar to many of our other budget-friendly markers. There is your broad chisel nib on one end and your fine tip on the other end. The caps do seem nice and tight. You know, there is a nice click there. So let's see how these particular markers are going to work. One thing I noticed right off the bat, and I know some of our other budget-friendly markers are the same, the majority of these, the lettering is pretty easy to read. On the darker colored markers, the writing is in white. On your light markers, the writing is in black, which I really like. However, there are on some of them, I don't know if you can see this or not, some of them the writing is coming off on, and they were like this when I got them. The other end is just fine, but on this end, it is coming off a little bit, and the majority of them are just fine. It is this way on a couple of them. This gray one, I think, is the other one where some of the writing is coming off. Again, the other end is just fine. So those two out of the entire set is kind of like that, where the writing's coming off. I don't know if it would come off more as you use these, but that's, I guess, one thing to keep in mind. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push these. Let's see, where would it be easiest? I think I'll push them over to the side over here. Then I typed up just an initial chart in MS Word, like I do with all my color charts, and I left it blank. I went with the order that I initially am kind of going with, and I wrote down the, let me zoom you in a little. I wrote down the number, and then, let me get you over here, and then the name of that particular color. And then we're going to just swatch them out over here in this column. Typically what I do after I do that is, because of course these aren't going to be in the correct order, and I am picky about that kind of thing. I can't leave them out of order. So then what I do is, over here, I will write a number like 1, 2, 3, and then maybe 4, and then 5 and 6. So I know exactly the order I want to put these in. And then I will go back to my Word document, and this is all in table format, and I will type in the number and the name according to the order that I want them in. And then I will very neatly, of course, color in the color swatch, and I will fill this all in. Today, I'm not going to be real neat and fill all this in. I'm just going to take a swatch across with the broad end of the marker. So let's get on with it. I think I'm going to move you up a little bit here so that I do not get off camera as easy. How's that? You're going to be able to see this well enough, or should I come in one more? How's that? Okay, I do have a piece of cardstock back behind here that may, let's see, over here. Okay, that may or may not stay behind. Okay, so let's take the first one. This is called Pearl White. And, okay, see, I'm still, I don't know. Especially when I'm zoomed in, I have a problem. Because in my, and I have to figure out why this is. You'd think by now I would know. Over in my iPad, this stuff is all backwards. So I don't know if when I record, I got to turn my phone around the other way up here or what. I don't know. But it doesn't mirror exactly. So that's why I have a little bit of problem moving around in the correct way. Anyhow, that's enough of that. Okay, so Pearl White. Whoops, let's do it this way. Okay, so that was our Pearl White. Then let's go with 123 Fluorescent Yellow. And that is definitely Fluorescent Yellow. Then we have 45 Canary Yellow. And that's a pretty yellow. And we have Lemon Yellow, number 35. So far I'm liking them. And we have 44 Fresh Green. Now this is one where the name kind of threw me, but it's a definite yellow. So I put it with the yellows, and the tip even looks real yellowish. So, and yes, it's a nice golden kind of yellow orange. So it's definitely, it belongs with the yellows. Then this one is called Yellow, number 34. Definitely looks kind of orange to me, but we'll see. Yeah, that is more on the orangish side, orangish side, isn't it? Then we have 31 in dark yellow. Trying to get the whole tip of the marker down. Okay, that was dark yellow. That is definitely dark. Well, I guess they kind of are going in order yet, aren't they? Then we have 122 Fluorescent Orange. I still, oh. See, I'm out of, I have a problem when I'm zoomed in, yeah. That doesn't really look like a fluorescent orange, does it? More looks like a regular orange. Okay, here we have 23, which is regular orange. Ugh, that does not look like a regular orange. That is a dark orange, which is okay. We can use that color too. Then we have 22 French Vermilion. Let's move over here so we're in the middle of the screen. Okay. Then we have Vermilion 14. Okay. Carmine number 11. Oh, there's a nice red. That's what I was hoping for. Then we have 5, which is cherry pink. And yep, that one's at least close. And we have number 2, old red. Oh yeah, I like that too. These do not seem quite as juicy as the Cali Arts. They're not bad, but they're not quite as juicy. 25 is salmon pink. Or 17 is pastel pink. Ooh, that's pretty. 6 is vivid pink. Ooh, I like that too. Those two colors go together really well. 87 is azalea purple. Oh, that's pretty too. 145 is pale lavender. Ooh, I like that too. Anybody that knows me knows I love my purples. 84 is pastel purple. Ooh, yes. 82 is light violet. And I'm sure I'm off screen again. Sorry about that, guys. So here we had our pale lavender, pastel violet, and our light violet. So now we're going to do ultramarine 73. Oh, I love that color. And 81 deep violet. This is the last of the purples. Pretty, just a little bit different than the ultramarine. I like that. Okay, then we go on to the blues. This one is 178 Cool Shadow. I was hoping this was going to be a nice light blue. Yeah, not bad. Then we have 144 Pale Baby Blue. Again, I'm hoping it's nice and light. Yeah, it's got kind of a purplish tinge to it, doesn't it? Then we have 68 Turquoise Blue. And I usually love this color. And that is not Turkish blue, or turquoise. That one almost looks like the pale baby blue, doesn't it? Okay. Then this next one I had to kind of laugh at. Instead of baby blue, which I'm assuming it's supposed to be, it says Bady blue, B-A-D-Y. So that's what I wrote down. Bady blue, unless there is such a thing out there. Oh no, that one I like. Cerulean blue is another one I typically really like, so I hope this is a pretty color. Cerulean blue. Oh, that is pretty. I like that. Then we have 70, which is royal blue. Oh, that's pretty too. And then 74 is a brilliant blue. Oh, yes. Okay, then we come up to the other side. And we start out with Cobalt Blue. Ah, nice dark blue. And then finally, Prussian Blue, which looks very dark on the cap, so we'll see if it is very dark. And it is. It's like a midnight blue. Then we get into the greens. We have Green Bice, 163. And these names do all sound familiar, like a lot of the other budget-friendly sets. So these could be, very well may be, you know, the same as the other sets. Now that's real yellowish, isn't it? Maybe a hint of green in there. I'm not sure. Then we have Fluorescent Green, 124. Boy, again, this tip looks really yellow. Doesn't look like a fluorescent green whatsoever. No, that is not a fluorescent green. Then we have 48 Yellow Green. That's a nice green. I like that. Then we have 59 Pale Green. I like that too. So far, there's a nice assortment of colors, considering this is a 60 set. 47 Grass Green. Yep, like that too. There's quite a few greens in this set and quite a few blues, as you could see. Then we have 46 Vivid Green. Okay. And then 55, we have Emerald Green. Oh, pretty dark green. And then we have 57, Turquoise Green Light. Oh, I like that. At some point in the future, we will be coloring a picture with these because, as others have stated, it's one thing to do a color swatch. It's another thing to actually color a picture with them. You get a much better feel as to whether you're going to like these markers or not. So this one is 61 Peacock Green. Oh, yes. It is more, I would say that's Peacock Blue almost, huh? Well, I guess not. Peacock is kind of a cross between the blue and the green, isn't it? Here we have 50, which is Forest Green. That's a nice deep green. Then we have 43, which is Deep Olive Green. Oh, pretty. I keep saying that, don't I? Pretty, pretty. 42 is Bronze Green. So now we're getting into the deeper greens. That one looks a little bit lighter than the previous one, so. Okay, let's get into the browns or your earth tones. We have 169, which is Putty. I typically think of Putty as a little bit more of a gray tone to it. That's definitely a yellow tone. 41 is Olive Green. Olive Green. Oh yeah, I went by the color of the cap, and it definitely was in the browns, and yeah, that's definitely not olive green. Thank heavens I went with the color of the cap and not the name. 101 is Yellow Ochre. Oh, that is a dark yellow ochre, isn't it? 104 is brown. I was going to say bronze. Brown. Not your typical brown either. Then we have 97, which is Rose Beige. And we have 94, which is Brick Brown. Kind of like that. Okay, last row we have Burnt Orange. Then we have Chestnut Brown, and this is the last of the browns. Oh, nice dark brown. Now we start with the grays. I typically put warm grays next because warm grays have a tint of a brown undertone, so I put them after the browns. We have Warm Gray 3. And we have Warm Gray 8. Nice. Then we have the blue grays. We have Blue Gray 1. Oh, I like that. Kind of a silvery aspect to it almost. Blue Gray 3. And Blue Gray 7. Then we get to the cool grays. Here is Cool Gray 3. And Cool Gray 8. Okay, and last but definitely not least is 120, which is black. Okay. Now I did not go over any with the fine tip, but it's your, your typical fine tip. Kind of like the fine tip. I am not, as I've said before, I am not a chisel person. I do like the fine nibs. Let's take a purple and just go along the side here and see. Oh yeah, the fine tip is really nice. I like it. Which is what I would be using almost 100% of the time. I very rarely will use the chisel tip unless it is a very large area that needs to be colored. So let's look at our colors in general. Again, I think there is a very nice assortment of colors for a 60 set. There's plenty of yellows, oranges, a lot of pinks, purples. There's quite a number of blues, quite a few greens. Nice assortment of earth tones and plenty of grays, your different shades of grays. Would I recommend these? I don't know. They do seem, like I said, like they're not as juicy as, say, the Cali Arts or some of the other budget-friendly markers. They do seem just a little bit drier. I may take these and see if I can maybe get them a little bit juicier by pulling out the chisel nib, just adding maybe, you know, a few drops of the higher content alcohol. I believe it's 93% alcohol. I have a big bottle of that, so I usually take a pipette and like I said, I'll pull the chisel out, put a few drops in, let them sit horizontally for a while, if possible maybe overnight, so that that wick inside can wick up that extra alcohol. So I may be trying that. So again, these are the Cuxus art markers. If you want to, you can possibly compare the number of names and the color to what you have in your budget-friendly set. I know there are so many out there that I believe maybe come from China, and I think they're all basically the same kind of marker, only they are well, not, you can't even say manufactured or made by different companies. I think they're possibly, I mean, I can definitely be wrong about this. They could possibly all be manufactured by the same companies over there. Just different sellers put their own name on them. Because we have quite a few. I've seen many videos where they've compared a couple of different budget-friendly alcohol markers, and they're the same. They have the exact same number and name on them. So is that the case with these? I will have to go and look. I forgot to look and see how much these were before I came on. I believe it was right around a little under 20 bucks, I think, for this set of 60. Again, I will link it down below. And the case also. I apologize. I did not think about that before I started this video. Again, I will link it down below. But I do really like the case, even if I guess I'm not sure if I can really recommend the markers. I do like this case, and for anybody that takes their markers along anywhere, very nice and handy. I really like this, and because they do have these plastic inserts, they keep everything so nice and neat. Now I know these dual-ended markers should not be kept horizontally like this. They should be kept vertically, and you can easily do that with this case. Another thing that I like about it, once you open them up, is you can, you know, on your desk, just put them like this and easily grab what marker you want. So another nice feature about this case. I really do like this case. Not sure if I'm going to keep these markers in here or not. Again, depends upon if I can get them going better. Some of the colors, like other budget-friendly sets of markers, do not correspond with the names. I think some of these colors are very similar. So if you want to try them out yourself, again, they're not expensive. They are budget-friendly. I will link them down below. Again, I will link the case down below. And I guess that's it. Like I said, I think I'm going to try adding a little bit of alcohol to these, and then at some point in the future we will color a picture with these and see how it goes. Okay, so just kind of a quick short video, although it did end up being half an hour long. to show you both the Cuxus markers and the marker case. So if anybody has any questions or comments, leave them down below. I hope you enjoyed this video. Here's my kitty cat. If you've enjoyed it, please give it, a thumbs up. And if you have not already subscribed to my channel, please consider doing so and hit that bell so you know when I have additional content put out there. I hope everybody has a terrific day, and as always, happy coloring.